I never thought I'd be the kind of person who would plot revenge against my own family, but betrayal doesn't come from strangers. It comes from the ones you love. And when that love gets twisted into greed, into lies, into a knife stuck so deep in your back that you can feel it scrape bone, something inside you snaps. That's what happened to me. My name is Allison, and this is my confession. I grew up believing family was everything. That's what my parents drilled into me. Blood is thicker than water. They'd say whenever I complained about my sister, Danielle. Danielle was always the favorite, the golden child. She was reckless, impulsive, selfish to her core, but somehow she could do no wrong in their eyes. I was the one who studied late, who worked extra shifts, who kept my head down and tried to make them proud. I thought if I just gave enough, they'd finally see me, so I worked, harder than anyone I knew. I gave up vacations, nights out, even dating, just to save money. Every paycheck, I tucked something away, and after 10 years, I had it. Enough for a down payment on a house. A real home, not just for me, but for my parents. They were getting older, and I wanted them to have security. No more rent, no more worrying about landlords. A place that was truly theirs. I remember the smell of the fresh paint when I first walked into the house. The wooden floors still gleamed under the morning sun. It was quiet, almost too quiet, except for the faint hum of the fridge in the kitchen. I stood there and thought, this is it. This is where we'll build something real. I signed the papers with shaking hands. Allison Carter, my name, bold and proud. My life savings inked into a dream. I couldn't stop smiling when I handed my parents the keys. My mother hugged me, her perfume strong enough to sting my nose, and my father clapped my shoulder. For the first time, I thought they were proud of me, but that feeling didn't last. A few weeks later, Danielle showed up. I'll never forget the sound of her heels clicking across the floor, echoing like gunshots through the new house. "Wow," she said, running her hand across the granite countertop. "It's perfect. You did all this for Mom and Dad. That's so sweet." I forced a smile, but something in her tone made my stomach twist. It was the way she said it, like she already owned it. At first, it was small things. Danielle started staying over to help out. Then she moved her clothes into the guest room. Then she began redecorating without asking, painting walls, rearranging furniture, bringing in her own things. My parents didn't stop her. They encouraged it. One night, I walked in and found her sprawled on the couch with a glass of wine, the TV blaring. "You know," she said, smirking, "this house just feels like mine already." I laughed it off, but a cold dread seeped into me. The real betrayal came on a rainy Tuesday. I came home to find my parents sitting at the kitchen table, with papers spread out in front of them. Danielle was grinning like she'd won the lottery. "Allison," my mother began, "we need to talk." The words hit me like thunder. The smell of wet leaves clung to my jacket as I dropped it on the chair. "What's going on?" My father cleared his throat. "We've decided it makes more sense for the house to be in Danielle's name. She's going to be the one living here long term. You're busy with work, and you don't have kids." I froze. My pulse hammered in my ears. "What are you talking about? It's in my name. I bought this house with my money." Danielle leaned back, twirling a pen between her fingers. "Not anymore." That's when I saw it, the paperwork, the deed, my name scratched out, replaced with hers. My signature forged. My parents just sat there, silent, like they hadn't just destroyed me. I couldn't breathe. My chest felt like it was caving in. You did this. You forged my name." My mother wouldn't look at me. My father just sighed as if I was being dramatic. "It's for the best, Allison. Danielle needs stability. You'll understand one day. Understand." I wanted to scream. I wanted to tear the papers in half, to break every dish in that kitchen, but I couldn't move. My body locked in place as Danielle smirked at me, her teeth white as knives. That night, I packed a bag and left. I don't even remember driving, just the sound of the rain hammering the windshield, the taste of salt on my lips as I cried so hard I could barely see. For weeks, I wandered through my days like a ghost. I went to work, came home, collapsed in bed. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. The betrayal dug into me like glass under the skin. I thought about going to the police, But how do you call the cops on your own parents? How do you drag your family into court? But then something inside me shifted. A quiet, burning voice whispered, "They stole everything from you. Make them pay." And so I did. It started small. I began documenting everything: texts, emails, voicemails. I pulled copies of the original mortgage paperwork, with my signature clear and clean. I even caught Danielle bragging to a friend over the phone about how stupid I was to let her get away with it. I recorded every word. But revenge isn't just about paperwork. It's about timing. It's about patience. I waited 6 months. 6 long months where I let them think they had won. I let Danielle redecorate, let her host parties in her house, let her gloat on social media. I even commented fake congratulations on her posts, each one like poison on my tongue. Then came the night of her birthday. She threw a massive party at the house. Music thumped through the walls. Laughter spilled out into the street. Cars lined the driveway. I showed up late, unnoticed, slipping through the crowd like a shadow. I walked into the kitchen, where Danielle was holding court with a glass of champagne. "To me," she declared, raising her glass, "the new homeowner." Cheers erupted. I stepped forward, my heels clicking on the tile. The room fell quiet as I pulled a thick envelope from my bag and dropped it on the counter. "What's this?" Danielle sneered. "Proof," I said, my voice steady for the first time in months. "Proof that this house is mine. Proof that you forged my name. Proof that every single person here is standing inside stolen property." Gasps rippled through the room. I opened the envelope, spilling copies of the deed, the forged signatures, the recordings. I'd even invited a few special guests, a lawyer and a detective. Danielle's face drained of color. My parents rushed forward, stammering excuses, but it was too late. The detective stepped in, his voice cutting through the noise. "Danielle Carter, you're under investigation for fraud and forgery." The party dissolved into chaos. Guests slipped out the door, whispers buzzing like bees. Danielle screamed at me, her voice breaking, but I just stood there, silent, watching. When they led her out in handcuffs, the satisfaction wasn't sweet. It was sharp. It cut deep, like justice finally carving through the lies. My parents begged me not to press charges. They cried, they begged, but I didn't bend this time, because here's the truth: family doesn't mean blood. It means loyalty, and once that's gone, you're nothing but strangers with shared DNA. I took back the house. Every wall, every floorboard, every window, mine again, but I didn't give it to them this time. I locked the doors. I shut them out, and as I lay in bed that night, the silence of the house pressing in, I realized something. Revenge doesn't heal you. It doesn't bring back the years or the trust or the love you lost, but it gives you one thing: power. And after a lifetime of being overlooked, underestimated, and betrayed, power was enough. Because I may have lost my family that night, but they lost something far greater. They lost me forever.